Hello and welcome. This is Rufalmonger, my friends. What you're looking at here is some nice prime Fatal Fury City of the Wolves gameplay, and this is gameplay from the same build that will be in the open beta later this week. SNK was kind enough just to give me a bunch of match footage, and I thought we would go over it. Specifically though, match footage of our newest announced character KAIN, and also Jenny, who was announced quite some time ago, and there is basically no match footage of her at all till like right now. These are two of the available characters in the open beta, and they don't have footage like everyone else, so I thought it'd be fun to go over it and just discuss the ins and outs of the characters. And real quick before we even get to that, also, I got a little bit of news for you because it's not worth its own video, but it is interesting news in that Seasons 2 and 3 are already confirmed for City of the Wolves. SNK is here for the long haul already. It's pretty brave for, like, a not Capcom or Bandai Namco to commit so many years out of the gate when the game's not even out yet. Just thought it's interesting news. Now that said, let's look at some KAIN and Jenny footage, and I'll timestamp the various matches if you want to skip to one or the other. So first off, let's start with KAIN versus Rock, and this is a really good showcase of KAIN specifically. So he's got motions now, he's not charge only, although he still has at least one charge move, which I don't care for charge erasure myself, but suck it up, learn how to do charge. Trust me, it's good. Now, first thing out of the gate, remember he's effectively a zoner archetype, right? So one EX fireball can cover the majority of the screen with multiple angles of fireballs. Here you can see some feint cancel pressure, does the feint version of the lance kick, which then basically is faster than recovering on your own for various heavy normals, and goes into block string pressure. This I've always liked here. So if you get the punish on the sweep, it creates an OTG OK state. So that means you can hit him on the ground with another sweep. Definitely a change, from the usual mechanics. You may notice throughout the footage here as well that KAIN dashes. Some characters dash, some characters run. It's different character to character. Here you can see that KAIN gets the read on nothing, does his armored rev blow and puts himself into the corner. Now here you can see him do the lance. This is his equivalent of like a flash kick. I'm assuming this is the light one, as you do not see on the screen that it says invincible. Unlike Street Fighter 6, this game does have meterless invincible moves, but it depends on the button you press. This was also break canceled, as in like pumping the brakes, ending the move early, which allows for like things like better frame data on block or combo opportunities. Like going for EX Lance, which unfortunately whiffs here, but part of EX Lance is at the very end, he tosses a projectile which sort of saves his butt. Here, using more game mechanics, feint cancels the block string and tries to run in and grab, but it does whiff. Quick war of projectiles, Rock using Geese's air Shippuken, but, well, KAIN has better angles. And a stark reminder here, this is an old school game, yo, and chip kills in this game. No, you don't gotta be in a special state, no, you don't gotta align the stars and the moon or whatever. If you're low health and you blocked a special, you die from chip, end of story. Don't like it? Well, you should have just defended the move, because just defend regains you health. KAIN got that lovely wind pose back, just kind of overflowing with energy. Start of the next round. Once again here, a really strong example, KAIN's very much a zoner. If he burns some meter, and then he sets up two orbs, which of course he can snap them, and then they just detonate on the spot. And a little bit of flitting around here, unfortunately a drop combo for KAIN. Good example here though. Once again, heavy lance, the reversal style move, throws a fireball at the end. So you gotta block both hits, not just the first. But now we get the big hit. So close, heavy, feint cancel, links in the jab. We do the lance break cancel, which juggles into level 1 super. EX Panzer, his shoulder, Rev Excel canceled into EX Fireball into, well, dropped combo. Even the devs aren't perfect, folks. But don't worry, second chance here. So heavy, feint cancel, link, launch again. EX Lance, break canceled. EX Panzer, that's also Rev Excel canceled into EX Fireball, dash forward, and then another Panzer shoulder to end the combo. But now KAIN, you can see he's glowing red, right? He's in the overheat state. That's bad. Rev Excel is canceling EX moves and other EX moves and other EX moves. It's really cool, but it can raise your rev gauge and put you in the overheat state. And from here, not only can you not any longer do any really cool moves, you can still do your base moves, but you'll also have to worry about getting guard broken. Although KAIN doesn't have to worry here, because you can still wake up random super like a real pro, right? So if you smell it coming, go for it. Overheat state's extra bad because it's not like Street Fighter 6 where it really just matters in the corner for burnout. You can get guard broken anywhere on the screen. That's match one. Let's go to another. So Jenny has a good graphics. Let's put it that way. And despite being announced forever ago, she never had any real gameplay footage. So let's dig into it. Archetype-wise, like KAIN, okay, zone or whatever, Jenny's a bit harder to classify. She has weird air movement, but she also has projectiles, as you can see here. She has defensive traits. She can kind of do a lot of things. Her projectile is like the very classic low to the ground, easy to hop over SNK style projectile. So while it's there, she's not necessarily going to outzone you. I do want to highlight this throw, because this game is absolutely bleeding personality. Like, she's doing jazz hands right after throwing you. This here's an interaction I really want to highlight, the just defend mechanic. So I guess if you want to call it a parry, it's close enough. You tap backwards right as you get hit and you just defend. And you can also do it while jumping. That's kind of the big deal in this game. Now, you can't do it while hopping. This game has King of Fighters style short hops. But on a full jump, if you're both going air to air, if you tap back and you know the hit's coming, you can just defend it. And yes, that includes just defending anti-air moves as well, like a Shoryuken or whatever, right? So here you can see Jenny just defends, and she'll also recover before Rock and then gets a punish on him. So I just really want to impart on you, just defend is a very important mechanic. Now here's a good example of some pressure into a combo, also a good highlight of the various game mechanics. So first up here, close light kick and the close heavy punch. And yes, this is a game with proximity normals. If you're right beside the enemy, then your moveset changes. So it looks like close light kick's decently plus as Rock tries to hit a button afterwards and, well, gets smacked in the face. And then we can see that close heavy is feint cancelled into another close heavy, making it a combo. This is normal combo structure in this game, as in normal, feint, normal again, because the feint makes you recover faster than the regular normal does. And it's a good showcase of Jenny's personality. But after the feint, another close heavy, target combo for the second hit, into the hind, which is break cancelable. And then after that juggle, EX hind, which will just kind of launch them higher up in the air. And that's it. They're not spinning too much bar. They're not going too crazy. We'll see more of that later in the video. And then some pressuring after the fact. Jenny has a great backdash, by the way. Then here comes Rock, ruining the fact that we're highlighting Jenny, but catches him with crouching heavy punch into EX fireball, rev canceled into golf tomahawk. Although he blocks. That's an overhead and it's not safe on block. Her last appearance in King of Fighters 15, this was safe on block, but, well, this isn't quite the same game, so it's punishable on block here. Although next up we're going to see one of the things that's kind of new to her in this version of the game. She now has a counter stance, so if you hit her while she's kind of doing the allure, she'll hit you with her rump. Classically, Jenny was never a character with good defense, so getting an outright counter move is a pretty good get. Doubly so since this is an EX move. Unless they're doing something special with the rules, she should be able to rev cancel that hit into other EX moves as well. And that means that counter could hurt a lot. Doesn't happen here though, I guess we'll have to wait and see. After that, purposely whiff tomahawk, and Rock goes for Raging Storm, gets blocked, and well, that's the end of the first round. At which point here, I'll just say the round to round transition is actually really smooth. Like right with this, I like that a lot. Here, I guess we'll call this overextending. Jenny goes like for a tomahawk way over Rock's head and gets blown up badly for it. Although now Rock's greedy keeps running in, and you can roll out of the corner as you wake up, just FYI. Now coming up here, as mentioned before, Jenny has a lot of air stuff, so she has effectively a dive kick analog. And here, just more examples of feint pressure. So far heavy, feint cancel. Close heavy, feint cancel, right? Just good pressure, make people wondering what's going up, what are you really trying to do? Here, Rock gets a quick hit confirmed then, and Jenny wakes up with a Torpedo Special. That is Invincible Startup. You don't gotta go to the wiki to know which moves are invincible. It'll tell you directly on the screen if the move is invincible or not. If it doesn't say invincible, it's not invincible. Done. End of story. So now after this, well, we're gonna kind of enter near the end game here. So Rock has the advantage, although it's gonna evaporate real fast right about now. Close light kick goes into close heavy punch, feint cancelled into far heavy punch target combo. EX Crazy Ivan rev cancelled into EX Tomahawk. Rev cancelled into the counter. So if you just do the counter as part of like a combo chain with Rev XL cancels, I guess you just get the raw hit. That's kind of cool. And here's the strength of her dive kick because it is multiple hits, right? So the first hit gets just defended. And Rock attempts to go for a guard cancel, which is canceling your just defend into a special move. But it still has startup, right? So the second hit knocks him out of the startup of the move. Now, if you do a super move out of a just defend, that's called a zero frame and it removes all startup. And that would have worked here. But as a regular special move, okay, you've just defended the first hit, whatever. The second hits are still coming, and, well, he failed the assignment, basically. And a bit more flitting around, and, well, that's the end of our first Jenny match. We'll have another one as well. And Jenny, well, they know what works, okay? Like, they know what works, okay? Okay? I don't gotta say it. You know what I'm talking about. You know, good advertising, right? And now on to our second KAIN match. A little bit of a rematch, although he's rocking a bit of a different color this time around. And hey, keep in mind, in the full version of the game, colors are custom. Like, you can do whatever color you want, even your skin color, eyes, and hair. So you don't gotta buy DLC colors. Now, to open up the match, hey, zoning! Setting up orbs, zoning, fireballs, like the usual stuff you'd expect out of him. To note, the EX double fireball, he moves backwards while doing it. Usually the reward for, you know, avoiding the zoner's fireballs is you get that much closer, but he also gets an escape and recreating space while doing it. So with this and, you know, setting up bombs mid-screen, you're probably gonna have to be a little bit patient against him. And here, well, we get a good idea of combo structure. So jump attack, close heavy, feint cancel, into crouch jab, into the lance, break canceled, which launches, into the panzer shoulder, which knocks down, and then pressure after the fact. Then lands close heavy, feint canceled, crouch jab, into the launch, break canceled for the juggle, EX panzer, rev canceled into a bomb setup. And this round's basically given at this point because Rock just wakes up in a close heavy, detonates the bombs, combo okay, dashes in another close heavy, feint cancel jab, you've seen a trend here, launch, break canceled, EX shoulder, and well, this round is all KAIN. Like, Rock basically didn't stand a chance here. He's done like dinner. Rev cancels mean if you get the big hit, you dump that meter, you can just basically create crazy combos out of thin air, basically. Combo structure in this game is very, very free form. Also keep in mind here the Rev blow, because KAIN chose the SPG at the start of his health, he has access to his armored moves at the beginning of the match. But you only have those green glowing armored moves as long as you're in the glowing part of your health. Otherwise, you can't access them. And they're useful for more than just the armor too. Like, we're getting an example here, because you can use it to combo. So here's some of that combo structure with the lance break into the juggle, right? That you should be getting more familiar with now. And now they rev cancel into the SPG rev blow instead. And that creates a hard knockdown. Perfect for a bomb setup, although I think he sets it up off screen and then Rock gets out regardless, but still, the idea is there, right? And it's very brief here, but we do get to see the rev guard mechanic. You see the shield around Rock? So this is one of the stronger defensive mechanics of the game. So when you have this up here, and all you gotta do is hold a button while you're blocking, I can't remember which button specifically, but hold the button while you're blocking, and you get the orange shield around you, and then when this happens, 1, you can't take chip damage, so this prevents chip kills. 2, when you block, there's now more space created between you and the enemy when you block. So that can get you out of guaranteed block strings, guaranteed pressure. The fact that there's space can make things whiff. So it's very useful. Now, there's a price to pay. When you do block with this, it will raise your rev bar quite a fair bit. But a change from the previous builds that I played, before just the act of attempting the rev guard would raise your rev gauge. And you know, the threat of burnout. Now it doesn't. Now it only goes up if you actually block something. Just the act of doing it no longer raises the rev gauge. So that actually is a strict buff to the mechanic. Now you only pay the cost if it did what it was intended to do. So that's pretty good, I think. Like this, just defense. Defense is strong in this game. Although you wouldn't know what the Rock, because the Rock's kind of getting run over here. This match kind of an open and shut case here, so quick hit confirms from KAIN into the launch, and then screw a combo. This goes right into the hidden gear, the big fancy super. You need 2 bars and also in your SPG portion of your health to do these. These do the most damage of anything you can do in the game. And they also reset your rev gauge back to 0, so they're absolutely the best moves you can do. Just need all the meter and a specific part of your health to do so. But yeah, as you can see here, KAIN definitely capable of absolute blowouts. Now on to our second Jenny match. So this match is going to have some wild combos for Jenny. So write it down in your notes for the open beta so you can steal the combo is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm not lying to you. That's what I'm doing. Now to open our first round here, we can see a little bit of projectile action from Jenny. And Terry's a dummy and gets hits, but then this happens. This is no good for Jenny. So this is the Harrier. This is effectively her dive kick. You just input the motion and she can like float downwards towards the enemy and attack multiple times. If tradition holds, this should be a pretty alright move. Although Terry's in his SPG, he chose it for the start of the round, which means he has access to the Rev Blow. And Rev Blows, as far as I can tell, at least in my time with the game, they have infinite armor, so it doesn't matter how many times you're exactly hitting them, you're going to get smashed. And for this specific scenario here, it's also a wall bounce into a full combo. So she can attack from multiple air angles. That's really good. Just don't be obvious about it if they have the Rev Blow available. Then there's the counter we saw from the last match. It doesn't last forever, though. It goes offline, if you will, right before Terry connects. So you got to make sure you use it at the right time in the right place. Because, as shown here, combo time for Terry. Here's a good example of a light hit confirmed for Jenny. So just some quick lights into Crazy Ivan, get the knockdown. And here's going to be big news, actually, for Jenny. So Afterburner, the other dive kick, right? It halts her air progress. Terry whiffs. It's a throw, but regardless, he whiffs. And catches him as a punish and wild punish. And she gets to link close heavy punch afterwards on the punish. Meaning, for the dive kick, you better not get hit as a counter or you're dead. Because after that, we get the feint cancel. We go into another heavy target combo. And then we just keep comboing, as we've seen, right? And this is no EXs, no rev cancels. Let Terry off light. And it still did pretty damn good damage. Next up here, we're going to see Terry do a pretty badly spaced burn knuckle, and we're going to get a combo. So close heavy, feint cancel, far heavy target combo, into EX Crazy Ivan, EX rev canceled, into EX Tomahawk, rev canceled into the counter, which is the butt slam, rev canceled into projectile, rev canceled into EX Hein, which launches them into the air, and when they're in the air, rev canceled into EX Harrier, which then juggles them into the air even further. And then, well, Jenny's gonna land first. Oh, we'll just go for level 1 torpedo super. No, you just died. You did a badly spaced burn knuckle, and you just died. This is why rev canceling's so important, folks. Now, important thing to note. Jenny is in her SPG, the part of her health that's slowing, right? When you're in your SPG, you get a discount on rev canceling moves. And the further you are down your health, the SPG is, the discount gets bigger and bigger. If the SPG was in the first portion of her health, I believe she would have been burned out before she got to the EX Harrier at the end. This is why SPG placement is better. It's not just what part of your health you get the moves. It also gives you better discounts and bigger combos the further down it is in your health bar. So rev canceling for combos is an important mechanic, and just keep in mind, what you do with the SPG placement governs that to a big degree. Anyway, so quick hit confirm, quick knockdown with Crazy Ivan for Jenny. Terry calls out the bad jump though, and then starts working Jenny towards the corner. Next couple seconds of gameplay, not too much going on here, you know, just a little bit of back and forth. Terry kind of gets the better of her and just eventually just actually gets her in the corner and hits her with the classic, that being the empty jump in the low. Poor Jenny. Should have saw it coming. Although we're going to turn the tables here a little bit here. Jenny's going to work back to space. Harrier doesn't get as much ground as it could have. But we're working our way basically towards a very unfortunately planned and blocked dunk by Terry here. And hey, remember last round? So close heavy, feint canceled, far heavy target combo. EX Crazy Ivan, rev canceled into EX Tomahawk. Rev canceled into EX counter, rev canceled into EX Hind. Goes up in the air and rev canceled into EX Harrier. And is going to re-juggle Terry way up into the air. And oh, we land first. And now let's try a different level 1 super for variety's sake, right? Results are the same here. Gonna finish you off with a big old kiss. Haha, bye-bye, sayonara. And Terry is donezo. EX rev cancel combos can get very big and elaborate, and they do a lot of damage, folks. The way the combo system works now is certainly a lot more elaborate than the older game, right? We had feint cancel still, but these rev cancel combos are, well, they're nuts. And that's a little bit of a sneak peek of some of the rarer characters, as in Jenny, and also all new characters like KAIN, for the upcoming beta test, once again, the 20th to the 24th of February. Open beta test, everyone can play, just go download it. It's on basically every system, has full crossplay, has rollback netcode, has all the fixings, even has guest characters like Mai Shiranui from Street Fighter. I admittedly was salty though, because T-Zoc, you know, the big grappler guy, is not going to be playable in the beta until I realized, like, of course he's not in the beta. T-Zoc as a grappler commands a premium experience. You don't just let the commoners play them for free in an open beta. No, no, no. You want to play T-Zoc, you pay money. You pony up. So it didn't matter if I wanted to play T-Zoc. I don't deserve to play T-Zoc without paying money. I understand now. SNK, you were right to do this. A character like Rock Howard, anyone could play Rock Howard. You just give him away. Sure, whatever. T-Zoc, he's behind the premium paywall. I get it. So, looking forward to launch so I can finally play T-Zoc. Also, before we close out here, you may notice the stage. So this is definitely very different. I actually believe this is the training stage. And if so, thank God. It's not the grid. Every fighting game wants to do the grid. I hate the grid so much. Having a training stage, that's just not the... Like, that's a big win in my books. Screw the grid. I hate the grid. So, other than all that, well, thank you very much for SNK for providing the footage. We tried to get as much of it in the highest quality possible. So, it's one of those deals where this game looks really pretty, but you need to see it in front of your face. Video does not do it justice. I'm trying to give you the highest quality video I can, but trust me, when you see it in your face, you're like, oh, I get it. Just the art style, the aesthetic, it's very fetching. But other than all that, well, that is the end of the video. So look forward to the open beta, try it out for yourself. I should be streaming along every day of the beta. And also we have a special tournament going on. 34 people in the FGC will have a special invitational Regime Royale that goes live on the 23rd. And basically we're trying to close out the beta in style before, the launch. Just have a lot of fun with it. It should be fun. That said, though, I'm just waiting for the smash to finish. This is how I usually do it. I try to time the stuff, right? Because there's a funny win quote for Rock here. So, okay, we're getting... Okay, now, there we go. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.
Like